Yeah, and this is why I kind of try to steer guys away from it.
Compared to the other aspect is like the super needy guy, like, oh, did you feel good? Does this feel good? Oh my god, like all this like needy behavior. Like, did you come? Like, say, like, I think it's okay to ask her if she has had her orgasm, but like to be needy when you're saying like, well, did you? Should I do it like this? That's like, because what you're ending up doing is prioritizing her sexual experience over yours, but that's not what she wants you to do.
Nope, absolutely not. A way you can kind of get around that, rather than directly asking her like, "Did you orgasm?" You can kind of like you can kind of do like a post game interview. You can be like, "What?" You can kind of probe for future sexual experiences and be like, "Okay, what kind of sex positions are you most likely to orgasm in, or what things tend to get you like?" So rather than asking if she did, you can be like, what does she actually like to do? Because if you do it after sex, it's not as needy.
Yeah.
Right? So you ask it after the first smash, like, oh, what position do you like the most? What does it blah, blah, blah? And then you can keep that in the back of your head for the next time. Right? And I see a few people in the chat here mentioning the little blue pill, mentioning Viagra and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a really, I think Harry mentioned it earlier as well. And that's a really important thing. A lot of dudes, their first response is to reach for a little blue pill.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you, like, honest to God, we use Viagra in the industry. In the porn industry, we use it all the time. That's a very common thing. But here's the reason why I'm very much against it for guys. And it's because I've got experience with it, and because I've seen a lot of dudes overuse it in my industry. So what people don't realize about Viagra, two things they don't realize about Viagra or Cialis or any of these pills. One, they don't give you an erection. They keep it there for longer. It's a very important distinction. They don't give you one. They keep it there. And two, the more you use it, if you become dependent on it, it'll stop working. Like, your body will develop an immunity to the drug, a drug resistance. The same as any drug you basically use. You'll need a larger dose to produce the same result. And eventually it won't do anything for you at all. And I've seen that happen with guys in industry who pop it too much.
How long do you think it would take for them to build up that kind of resistance?
Depends upon the guy. Depends how much he's having sex. Probably like 12 months.
12 months? So you could go a whole year popping it daily?
Popping it, maybe not. If you pop it daily, probably like 6 months. If you're doing it daily.
Let me ask you this. By no means am I discrediting you. I will say Viagra versus Cialis. I think, Viagra, it's like, I don't know. It's more smoother. It's more of a better process, I think, with Cialis, in my opinion.
I would agree, yes.
Right. And I know that people, because Viagra is fucking intense, man.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to Cialis, I know some athletes that take like 6 milligrams daily, like microdosing,
like for the pump, right?
For the pump, and then I don't know if I want to say who told me he does this.
No, don't name. Don't out anybody.
No, I'm not going to. I don't think he'd give a shit. But anyways, but he takes it daily. Just to say, he's just so I'm always ready to go. I'll send it to you in the private chat. But he says, like, he takes it 6 milligrams daily just to be ready, and he says that he does it for the health benefits as well. But I'm by no means am I discrediting you. What I'm trying to say is that I do find that, like, the fact that some athletes are taking Cialis on a regular basis, part of their regimen, is kind of interesting to say the least.
Yeah, and this is why I kind of try to steer guys away from it, because
no. Let's go back.
The reason I do that is because it's you don't want that as your first, like, the first thing you reach for.
It's funny.
Once a 3-8 bone.
Yeah, I took a 50 milligram one time. I did not know what I was getting myself into. Like, it was my first time trying it. I was like, I'll just take 50 milligrams. This sounds good. I was just like, good Lord, rest in peace to this chick.
Oh, Jesus. But the thing is, like, you're not. It's kind of like a Band-Aid. Like, you're not.
Yeah.
the root cause of why you are having a problem, like an erection problem, you're not dealing with that if you're just popping a blue pill, especially if it's a mentally caused problem.
Right.
Because for a lot of these dudes will have like they'll have some kind of anxiety, or they'll have some kind of mental block, or they're not present, or whatever it might be, mentally, that's causing them to lose their boner, and then they pop a blue pill, and all it actually is a placebo effect.
Right.
Because the popping of the blue pill is them being like them relaxing. It causes them to relax. It causes the anxiety to go away because they're like, oh, the blue pill will solve my problems. Well, it's like, well, actually, all it did was just give you permission to get a boner. All you did was give yourself mental permission.
Right.
So that's the problem with that.
Right.
If you treat the actual source of the problem, you're never going to have the problem again anyway. So I always prefer to tell guys, look, you can reach for the blue pill whenever you want, and especially if you're an older guy, like if you're pushing late 30s, 40s, 50s, by all means, like throw it into your regimen. Yeah. But I will say, don't use it all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. Save it for like special occasions. Save it for like more challenging situations. Like in the industry, we'll try to save. If we have an easy scene, we won't try to use it. If it's just a regular guy-girl scene, if a girl you like, well, we won't try to use it, right? Thanks, Troy.
I love Troy.
Instead, we're like, okay, if it's a gangbang scene where it's like one chick and there's 5 dudes and I have to wait my turn to get a hole, okay, now we're going to start popping some stuff because I've got to like sit around with a boner for an extended period of time without any stimulation. You know what I mean? So it's strategic. Be strategic with it.
Right. Yeah, no, I think I don't necessarily...
Troy. I use the blue pill the whole time. Fuck you, Troy.
I love you, Troy. Troy Francis, best. Troy's hilarious. I love Troy. But yeah, no, going back to, but yeah, I think that what we're trying to convey to you guys is that if you're going to use these drugs, Cialis, Viagra, you have to realize A, it's not a permanent solution. B, there are certain health risks associated with using this. And then C, at the end of the day, it's not going to cure you. And then my thing is this, right? I am in this industry of helping men to cure men, right? That's my biggest thing is like, and you could see by the talents that have come from my coaching as well. Mm-hmm. I mean, not to take anything away from you, but even you is like when we did our coaching, like now you have a fucking thriving brand, right? I mean, Red Pill Thor, Hypnosis for Men, Fresh and Fit, all those guys, right? Students of mine. And Fresh and Fit's in the chat. What's up, Myron? And so, the goal for me is to cure the man, not to put a Band-Aid on him, right? Not to say that, just stay in my Patreon or just sign up for my next course or my next boot camp or whatever. And I think that's really the sign of a good teacher is one that cures. And so that's what we're trying to talk to you guys about today is we want you guys to get cured. So what Sterling's talking about is, yes, like, dude, honestly, sometimes I just want to pop a Cialis or Viagra and just like fucking dominate a girl. I just want to just like completely dominate her. I just want to just stand over her and be like, that's what you get, and it's fun. It's it's gratifying to the ego. I mean, you know what it's like, Sterling, you do it for a living. And then, but I don't think it should be a lifestyle of being dependent on it. I think it's more important for you to, focus on the big 3. I'm going to start saying the big 4 soon, which is money, muscles, game, frame. When you have those money, muscles, game, frame, you're in the money. And, so I think like we want to like do our best to like provide an all natural approach, because you don't want to become dependent on these things because it's just not a good lifestyle to be dependent on anything really. And
the thing is, like, all of the like cures for these problems, right? Like, say for example, if you legitimately had like erectile dysfunction problems, if you legitimately had something physically going wrong, fixing that isn't just going to help with the boners. It's going to help with a whole bunch of other stuff with your body. Same with the mental side. If you fix like your frame of reference in the bedroom, which gets rid of the anxiety, well, that's going to cascade on to the rest of your interactions with women.
Yes, exactly. I think that when you heal those things, in your mind going on, right? Because the erectile dysfunction and the stuff, these are